Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Costa. I am a researcher in the area of IoT, smart cities, and mobile networks. I want to present to you this paper, BikeWay, a multi-sensory first-based quality metric for bike paths in tracks in urban areas. This paper was published last year in IEEE Access. This paper was written by one of my students, Franklin Oliveira, with collaboration with Professor Christian Duran from University of Biobío in Chile and Professor Francisco Dias. Well, this paper describes fuzzy metric to evaluate the quality of bike paths in modern cities. We use different types of information, mainly two different groups, a group related to sensors attached to bikes, so we can perceive the quality of the bikeways, considering indirect information that may impact the health and safety of cyclists. For example, temperature, humidity, radiation, pollution, air pollution, noise pollution. And we also consider information from the overall infrastructure, mainly the statistical probability of the accidents involving cyclists and the infrastructure concerning protection for cyclists. When we have, for example, a cycleway that is protecting from the road using some kind of separation, physical separation to protect the cyclists. Okay, let's click here. It's an open access paper, so we can freely and openly access the paper. Okay, it's loading. Here, the paper. We have, this is a general schematic of a modern city with cyclists that are subject to different or diverse conditions while they are cycling on a city. Okay. We have this general fluxogram of the computer of the BikeWay metric. We have different variables. The M1 variables are retrieved from sensors attached to bikes. The M2 variables are expected to be retrieved from the cloud, for example, using supportive systems provided by the city hall or by any organization that have information about the general infrastructure of a city. We have a Gaussian distribution to model how the variables will impact cyclists along the day. And we have, we may have some configuration concerning the variables, because depending on the city, we may expect different impacts of the variables for the cyclists. We have a first processor and the final BikeWay metric that I will show you is based on, it's a variation. Since it's a fuzzy metric, we have variation from a very bad situation we describe using the red color, and a very good situation that we describe using the blue color. Okay. Let's come back here. It's the Gaussian distribution for each of the variables. In this first version, we take air pollution, noise pollution, ultraviolet radiation, the heat index, luminosity, and the accident data, security data in this psychopath physical infrastructure are retrieved from those superchief systems that, okay, these are M2 variables and these 5 are the M1 variables. Okay. So the descriptions, the description of the variables. Okay. This is the first, defining the first groups and how they are related. Okay, this is the example of configuration. Remember, we use configuration constants to indicate how the variables will be processed by the first algorithm. These, in order to make an initial evaluation of our proposed approach, we took 20 different cities around the world. And for each of those cities, we took one relevant psychopath and we evaluated. These are some of the results and how these are information that we retrieve from different sources because, okay, this initial phase, we use simulation because we could not go to each of those cities and take real samples from the sensors. So we took average results retrieved from web pages and open database in each of those cities. And considering the defining psychopaths in each experiment, we could evaluate the BikeWay index for each of them. Okay, some examples, we have cities in Brazil, in Canada, in Portugal, Denmark, Chile, Argentina, and a lot of other different, you have different, some interesting results. For example, here in Berlin, we have very good BikeWay quality for the selected cycleway. In New Delhi, on the other hand, we have very bad quality for the selected psychopath. So these are the conclusion. I invite you all to read this paper. This paper is easily accessible if you make a quick search on the web. This is the title, okay? And thank you very much for your attention and see you next time.